to the Fishbowl with everybody. My name is Chief here, and joining me today is Juicy. We're doing an LSU baseball preview, regional preview for this upcoming episode here. So LSU is going on the road as a 2 seed, take on North Carolina, heading to their regional. I mean, not really like taking them on, but hoping to take them on to advance to the next round here. LSU is going to be playing against Wofford in their first game in that regional. Juicy, what you think about all that LSU's first matchup?
Well, Wofford, I think LSU pitching should dominate Wofford. I mean, the two starting pitchers dominated. Gage Jump dominated like one of the best lineups in the SEC with Georgia in the first game. Even had Charlie Condon's hit streak come to an end. Uh, I don't believe Wofford is gonna be able to beat them, but I mean, it's like we say, anything. I always like to say, throw that in there. Anything can happen on any day, and I'd hate to sure see it happen in that case. But I just think LSU should be able to beat them. I mean, they're pretty hot right now. So
Yeah, LSU is definitely one team I don't want to play right now. That's giving their recent performance and able to turn up the heat. It really started back with that Texas A&M series for LSU, I think. That gave them freshmen confidence to go into there, and they played Tennessee tough until this wasn't meant to be. They came back against South Carolina, ended up winning that one in a wild one. That was a wild ending to that game. Walford ended up winning the Southern tournament. So they were able to they played Stanford 3 times in that tournament, able to get 2 or 3 against them, beating East Tennessee, UNCG, Western Carolina, Citadel. So, and they had beat Stanford in a regular season. They were the last regular season game for them. So, with LSU though, in Chapel Hill Regional, it's not a really big stadium. A lot of LSU fans are like, "Well, better buy your tickets quick because it will sell out real quick." But I got LSU winning this one. I think they'll beat Wofford. I think they can take North Carolina. Like I said, LSU's a very dangerous team to play right now because they are hot. They went on a good run in that SEC tournament, and I'm picking LSU to win this regional. I don't think North Carolina is. They're a good ball club. The predictor has them advancing with a 70.6%, but it's only calculating mathematical data like RPI. Your quadrant record is going to be involved in that at some points and stuff. So, but LSU's that's a scary team to play right now because you don't know. They only have LSU at 16%. It's very low, but they're taking effect during that regular season stretch where LSU just wasn't playing good baseball. Their hitting was atrocious during that time. Pitching was all right, but they gave up too many runs in key moments of the game, which they ended up getting away. But they played like one of the toughest areas. But if you looking at North Carolina specifically here, their quadrant record
their
one is
schedule wasn't really all that
they're
tough.
they're
So
they were 8-9 in their RPI quadrant one record. Their strength of schedule is 15, which isn't too bad. Non-conference 39. But for regionals, I really look at the quadrant one and quadrant two record to kind of see how a team does. I think LSU can take this regional. I feel very confident they can take it, so much so that I'm picking LSU to win this regional.
oh yeah, I was on the boat. I was on board with that. I was picking LSU to win this regional. I looked at North Carolina's schedule too. I don't think they haven't. They really didn't play anybody. Uh, they played Virginia, which they lost the 2 out of 3 to them. They played.
Wake Forest, but Wake Forest, and then they
They
East Tennessee.
swept Wake Forest, but they didn't
They
play
played
Florida State. But they didn't play Florida State, nor did they play Clemson.
They lost to North Carolina State. They lost to two or three of them against them, and they played against Duke, and they won two or three against those. So I mean, they've had some quality teams that they played against here. They went 1-1 in the tournament for ACC
But
tournament.
they didn't. But they didn't play Florida State or they didn't play Clemson
So
either.
yeah, they kind of got they avoided some. They lost to Wake
But
Forest in the ACC tournament, but I mean like LSU is coming in really red hot right now. They were one of the last two SEC teams in that SEC tournament, and they get hot like that and just get really
they were they were actually the lowest. I mean, LSU was actually the lowest seed to ever make it to
to the
the SEC
championship game.
tournament final, and they
Yeah,
also are the first team. I heard this stat the other day. They're the first. They're actually the first team to ever make the NCAA tournament after only having 3 wins at the midpoint of conference play. So,
hey, it's all about getting hot at the right time, but at some point that heat does wear out. Now,
and Vegas is giving them still giving them the third best odds to win
yeah,
the national
we
championship,
were
even
we
after.
actually retweeted that on the X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days. But look, so North Carolina's going to be playing against Long Island. I expect them to win that one. I just think they're a better ball club, got better pitching. I think their pitching will take over in that game, and then LSU will be Walford. Now LSU North Carolina. That first game, it's kind of interesting here. I feel like, and this is my opinion on this here, I feel like whoever wins that game is going to really win the regional, honestly. I've got LSU winning that first matchup there. I don't think LSU goes through this regional unscathed. I think they do drop one game to North Carolina, which will force a game three with them. Let's say LSU beats North Carolina. North Carolina goes back and they'll play. Um, I think Wolford would beat Long Island. I think North Carolina ends up beating Walford, knocking them out. Long Island be knocked out by Walford in that game before that. So you would have LSU and North Carolina play again, and then I got North Carolina beating LSU in a rematch, and then LSU and North Carolina take it to game three, the rubber match, basically, and for the championship, all at the stake. All the stakes are high on that one. I got LSU coming through because LSU's been in some nail biting situations to where I think that they can handle it here better. Coastal ended up beating North Carolina too as well. If you look at North Carolina's schedule, they haven't really been in that many looking at extra inning games and stuff, and then to come behind and win. Not really much there. Excuse me. Ooh. But yeah,
I think.
what you gonna say, Juicy?
Oh, I was gonna say. I think. I actually think LSU could go through this regional unscathed because the pitching's been great lately. Especially the bullpens. Well, they have their guys that they know can get the job done, and they got two starting pitcher. They got one of the best 1-2 starting pitcher combos in the country. And I know North Carolina's pitching. If you go look at their pitching, their pitching really hasn't been stat wise hasn't been that stellar compared to LSU's two starting pitchers for sure.
Yeah, I mean we'll see. Pitching's really you'll find out what your pitching is made of at this point here. Hopefully LSU can carry their bats like they did in the SEC tournament. You can keep them going. Their clutch hitting and stuff. So we'll see what happens there. LSU does always seem to find a way when they get in this postseason area that they ended up really getting hot at the right time and actually be able to do something with it. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun NCAA tournament. I love the baseball tournament more than the basketball one because it's just more smaller schools shine and during this time of year than they do in the big dance. I like to say so. But I think we've covered it all here, Juicy. Anything you want to say before we get off here?
I think that's it.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in here to the Fishbowl Radio. We hope you have a great, wonderful day or night or whatever time you're listening to this podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can subscribe to us on YouTube, TikTok, and we'll just keep y'all updated here. Thank you for tuning in. It'll be a great, wonderful day. See you here next time. Fishbowl Radio.
Good night, Fishbowl.